this because okay, so let me share my screen with you. And that is not what you want to see. Yes, we are utilizing AI. That is totally true. And we can help you out with that as well. Let me make sure that I've got. So one of the ways that I typically teach is I like to type what we're talking about. I do this whenever I have a free consultation with people as well. And I'm saying that because the topic that we're particularly talking about today is how to do market research effectively and efficiently. I see a lot of people hopping on calls with people, and they're hopping on calls with people to solely help them. And anytime we are doing something, we need to make sure that it is mutually beneficial for both parties. And I don't mean that the benefit for you as the coach is that you are helping someone and it feels good. You should at least be getting market research. You should be at least networking with someone who is someone you need to be networking with. If it is not business related, then don't put it in your business category. For you to share something that you can charge for is a disservice to you and that person. This was a concept that it really was hard for me to get at first because I had a lot of healing to do for myself. And what eventually happened is I got to the extreme burnout stage, and I got to the what am I doing wrong stage, and I guess I should just give up and go back to just having a job or shake it up and do something completely different. That is not necessarily the answer. It's a reevaluation of what you're doing and how you're doing it. Where are you spending your time? So you may need to do a time audit. And then something that I implemented was saying, is this a money-making activity? No? Okay, how can I put money-making activities first? Because if I have to, it's the same thing, airplane, right? Put your face mask on first before you can help other people. If you are just helping, and you do not have money to sustain the helping, then your helping is going to get limited. You have to be making money first. Once you start making money in your business, then you can set aside time to help people more. So how do we help people when we're getting started or we're trying to make money in our business without draining ourselves? And how we do that is by offering market research. We want to develop our program and not be attached to our concept of this program. You've designed your program to the best of your ability. And then you say, okay, here are my target audiences, or this is my target audience. Meaning, this is the target audience that I think will be willing to pay for my program, not who needs it. Because if we went solely on the fact of who needs it, we're not considering the people who are willing to pay. And guess what? We are not in business if we do not have people paying. Unless you are a nonprofit and you're getting grants to fund teaching your program, then you are in profit and you have got to start thinking differently. Okay, this is not a charity. We are not taking advantage of you anymore. We have to stop letting people take advantage of you, and you have to stop just giving your stuff away for free. There is a difference between providing value-based content and giving your stuff away for free. There is a difference. Value-based content can teach just a teeny little thing, and it's done strategically. Giving your stuff away for free is like teaching a workshop that you should be charging for, giving away services that you should be charging for. When you can give away larger things for free, you can give away stuff for free, or what we say free. You can give it away for like $5, $7, things like that, but only if you have a large audience and a large following, because it will not be sustainable. I can go into that on another time. So what we're talking about today is market research. And the point of what I was saying before is because anytime that you are jumping on a call with someone or you're in a DM with someone, that is an opportunity for market research. Now, specifically today, we want to talk about market research effectively and efficiently. Now, I cannot cover everything in this one session, but I can give you insight to get started. So a market research call needs to be, what you're going to say is 10 to 15 minutes. Now, I say schedule cushioning in case it runs over, because you could get into a really great conversation. Market research can also lead to sales, but that's not the purpose. The purpose is to do market research. And you do market research so that we're not spending hours and hours, and I mean like hundreds of hours creating our product, marketing, and we're showing up for months and we're only getting like this much reaction or this much sales. That will lead to burnout as well.
Sorry, I didn't understand.
That will lead to burnout as well. So we need to be effective and efficient with our marketing, because really what you need to make a list of 8 to 10 people that you think would be your ideal client. Currently, right now, people that you think can pay, would extremely benefit from your program. If you do not know 8 to 10 people who you think would be a good fit prospects for you, then you need to go figure this out. You need to go find them. So these are your prospects. If you are into manifestation, if you are into calling things in, if you are into intentional action, this is something you should be practicing anyways. Make a list of 8 to 10 people. Maybe you're like, I just need 12 people in my program. Great. Make a list of 12 people that you would want to work with, that can pay, and that would benefit from. Okay. So the want to work with is key too. List those 8 to 10 people. Do this quickly. Do not overthink it. Because if you spend a week trying to think of 8 to 10 people, then you've just extended out the amount of time, which means lost opportunity. Now, if you're like, I'm stuck at 4, great, go ahead and get started and be creating the list of the other people. If you do not have people in your life that are prospects, that is a problem. Who is your audience? And if you do not have that audience built up, that's a whole nother training. We can build the audience. But really, you should be marketing to who's already following you, who you have access to, a lead base of some sort. Again, another conversation. If you need help with that, let's talk. You then want to message these people and say, hey, I just created an amazing program. I don't know if you know about it or not, Okay. I just created this amazing program. And just say, and I wonder if I could ask you some questions for some market research. Now, some people are like, "Oh, I'm such an introvert," or, like, I don't know, I feel really uneasy about messaging people. Well, if you just post it on your social media, hey, I need help with some market research, you're going to have to be very specific about who those people are. I would recommend doing both because, again, you want to be in the DMs with these people. And I say again, because the people in my training program, I keep talking about getting in the DMs. You need to be messaging these people. You need to be having conversations with them. You need to develop that know, like, trust factor. You might be missing that trust factor. Once you're in the DM, if they respond right away, they are most likely available. You want to say, hey, can we jump on a quick minute or a quick 10-minute call? Hey, can we jump on a quick call? Some people, if they don't know you very well, they're going to be a little intimidated by that. And if they're busy, say, no problem. Can we schedule a call, or is it okay if we just voice chat here? But you really need to be asking some deep questions, and people will think a little too hard if they're typing it. So really what you want to do is get them on a call. You need to ask them how what you're trying to create resonates with them. You need to ask them, hey, I'm offering it at this price. Does that sound like a good price for you? Would that fit your budget? Okay. So you need to ask hard questions. And you need to let them know at the beginning of that call, I need your honest feedback. A lot of people are people pleasers, and they will try to tell you what they think that you want to hear. They say, I need your honest feedback because I need to know if I need to change these things before I invest a ton of time marketing this. I need your honest feedback. So, like, don't think that you're going to hurt my feelings. And then you're going to ask those hard questions. And you're going to need to know these key things, about the questions that you're going to ask. So what we're really trying to do is hop on a quick call. So this could be 10, 15-minute call. You can just say a quick call. What I tend to do is I might schedule a 15-minute call, but I put some buffer zone around that. Now, a question that I get a lot is, well, how do I schedule this? I use Calendly, and I've had people go, Calendly doesn't offer free. You might need to go to a different browser because Basic is free and you can get started. You can create one calendar thing. So right now it can be market research. It could be calendly.com/SallyMae/marketing. And I'm just saying that Sally Mae, like, insert your name. And then you're going to send that link to them if you're doing that like somewhere else. Now, if you're in Facebook Messenger, which is a great place to do it, just hit the call. Now, not everyone likes to do a video, but I recommend try to do a video so you can see their facial expressions. But you could at least give them just a call. So use Facebook Messenger. Don't schedule and all that stuff. Like, make it easy. Like, ask them right then if you can jump on a call. And if you can, jump on Facebook Messenger and just call them right then. because we're really looking at effectively and efficiently. Efficiently means how can we get all of our market research done like this week? If you were going to talk to 8 to 10 people this week, but you're only doing it 10 minutes, okay, you could do that. Maybe you want to do 2 calls each day. Like you can do that. Maybe you do 2 or 3 calls each day. Give yourself a break between like every 2 to 3 calls. And you might even want to give yourself some cushion just so that you can take some really good notes. You need to be taking really good notes. Now, what do those notes look like? Those notes need to be, what are the key phrases? And if you can get on a Zoom and record it, that's perfect. Okay. If you know that you're like, I need to record things, then by all means do that. Like, don't make excuses. If you need a shift. Because when it comes to doing this stuff, there's a lot of excuses and a lot of fears that can come up. Whatever the excuse is, find a remedy and find it fast. Okay, so in your notes, you need to know the key words that they use, the emotions that they're talking about. What is their dreams? What is it that bugs them every day? What's like just eating them up? What keeps them up at night if they can't sleep? Like, what are their fears? Because you might find, and I hate to say this, but you might find that you are looking at your program and the people who are on your list are only willing to pay a fraction of the price. That does not mean that you take your entire program and knock it down to that. It means that you chunk out your program and say, okay, what can I teach them in a short period of time that feels good for me to offer that to that price for them? So you're going to need to know your numbers, like putting this into play. And I can spell into play. You're going to have to adjust. You're going to have to pivot. And again, I can help you adjust. I can help you pivot. We will need some time to do that. So we will need about I would say, a 60 to 90-minute call to adjust and pivot and really go through this. We might need a couple calls to do that. And we can adjust and pivot. But what I need from you, if I'm going to provide that, is I need you to be flexible, to not be too attached, to let go of standards and expectations. Not that I'm going to make you do anything that you don't want to do, but we have to let go of that resistance that's preventing our success. I would not tell you to do anything that I would do. I am going to show you and teach you things that I've had to learn. The adjustments and the pivots that I've had to change. And how I've adjusted and tweaked things, especially being in the health and fitness and the healing realm in the past. Like, we have to word things a very specific way. We have to word it to be in integrity, but we also have to word it a certain way because certain words are what will push people down the path to healing, because there's a lot of blocks and a lot of resistance that's there. We need to pull them in to teach them a new way of thinking. So we have to pull them in with their current way of thinking. I'm going on a tangent. So you will have to adjust and pivot with this feedback. It's very rare that your market research comes back and everything is just peachy and everyone just told you yes and you're good to go. That's very, very rare, even for multi-million, billion-dollar businesses. The big thing with multi-million dollar, million and billion-dollar businesses is that they can afford to put something out there and let it fail. They can afford to fail. I know several business owners who they simply make money just by talking to people, by doing the research, by finding out what people want, and then creating something that that person wants, creating something for that one person, and then marketing it to anybody that's like that person. So if you were going to create a program, or let's say you're going to write a book, you're going to write a book for your last 3 paying clients, and you were going to take little pieces of all of their problems, their common problems, and write a book to them to assist them. That's what your program is going to be. And we need to do a few clients, do a few market research calls, see what we need to pivot, adjust it, and then run that by the next few people. And again, when you start to pivot and you see what these price ranges are, do not be in such survival mode that you're willing to just be like, oh, okay, great. You want it for $1,000. Let me get you signed up for $1,000. Ask them, say, okay, well, if I was to make some changes and I came back to you with this, would you be willing to get on another call with me? Would you be willing to sign up then? If their answer is no, then they are probably not your target audience. So maybe your target audience is what you need to pivot. If you're getting a majority of no's from your target audience that you've targeted, they might not be your right target audience. So then the question is, can you pivot to create something that they want? Or can you pivot to get a new target audience? Spending a week or two and doing this market research is far more valuable than spending the next 6 months trying to market something that is not making enough money for you to survive. Do this before you create your next webinar, before you create your next live launch, before you create your next marketing campaign. You must have the market research. You must be entirely sure about who you are marketing to, so that you can, and I teach this in Package Up your offer, is so that your 5 core outcomes resonate with them. Okay. The last thing that I really want to mention is, what can you offer them? So one of my coaches, she says to offer them a $5 coffee gift card. So she says Starbucks because it's everywhere. But if you are working only with people local and there's a local coffee shop and you can offer them a $5 there, that's super beneficial. It will cost you far less money doing that than anything else. But a lot of coaches that I talk to, they feel uncomfortable offering up that kind of money because they might not have it at the moment. If you do not, then just, as I'm saying, message these people. A lot of people are more than happy to help you out. If you are hitting a wall and you cannot get anyone to answer you or help you out, then what can you offer them? $5 Starbucks card, for example, is really good because they can actually buy something for $5. Do not offer them a $5 Target gift card. They can't buy anything at Target nearly with a $5 Target gift card. So way I also phrase it is, can I buy you a cup of coffee? Like, for your time. But I normally do that for a 15 to 30 minute call. and if I'm putting it out on social media, because I'm trying to get some different people than what I know. So that's just an additional option. But I say do that if you have the resources to do it. Do that if you're running into a wall by doing it the other way. Do not skip the other way and go, I don't want to message people. I'm just going to do this. Don't cheat. Don't skip steps. It is super valuable for you to be able to do this and get comfortable doing it, because it's going to be uncomfortable at first if you've never done it before, but do it and get comfortable at it. Okay. There's so much more I could teach you about this, but I really wanted to run through the basics. For those who are in my program, I will be dropping this training in our private group, and I will also be dropping in a template of questions to ask as well. If you would like to be in the program, it's called MMBB, Million Maker Business Blueprint, and you can join. It is a 12-month program. You get one-on-ones, you get support, you get a very small group training so that you can ask questions within the group. We go through just about everything that you need to know to build your business. That's why it's called the Million Maker Business Blueprint. And it is just a little bit under $500 a month if you want to do the monthly payment option. If you need more resources, or you're like, I want to do that, but I can't afford it, just let me know. We do have scholarships available, but you will have to fill out a survey and we'll have to get on a call too. All right. I'll talk to you later.